4 years ago, I clearly remember sitting right up there to watch my sister Jessica graduate. In the salutatorian of her class, Gabe Beck gave a speech which I will never forget. I sat there thinking to myself, well, how in the hell am I going to live up to that? And then 2 years ago, my brother gave his tear-jerking valedictorian speech. I don't expect to achieve anything close to the effect of their finely crafted, well-worded speeches, because my vocabulary is primarily made up of the word thingy. But I'll do my best. For anyone who knows me, I tend to ramble. I take 5 minutes to tell a 30-second story because of my inclusion of every detail. I know you probably just want some shade and some pulled pork, but this is my chance, so at least act like you're listening while I thank a lot of people. To all of my teachers throughout the years, thank you for staying in the education system and helping us kids move along, even though there's lots of hoops for you to jump through. Mr. Von Moose, Ms. Long, Mr. Boyle, Mrs. Sharp, Mr. O'Brien, and Mr. Dillahunt, you are all exceptional. I learned a lot of practical knowledge aside from the curriculum from you all. Mrs. Pryor, you can teach. Your class was the first math class that I was challenged in, and I appreciate it. Thank you to the FFA advisors. I've had some good talks with Mr. DeVore and Ms. Trump over the long road trips, anywhere from Asotin to Wenatchee. And we won some hardware along the way too. To the rest of the PHS staff, used what you have available and got it done. Thank you. To my coaches, thank you for pushing me, encouraging me, and contributing to my current mentality. Coach I, wherever you are up there. From the 5:30 a.m. summer workouts to our trips to Tacoma this year, and to the snow practices on the turf in Grandview, I have many memories from both track and football with you. If I can have half the passion and charisma that you do when I'm your age, I'll consider myself a success. I am grateful for everything you have done for me. You never know, maybe someday I'll come back and coach throws with you. To the FFA officers this year and last, it's been a great time. We had a lot of fun, a lot of success, and made a lot of good memories. Also, thank you for stepping up when football and school got heavy for me. My football brothers, we did it. They said we lost all our star players. Our line was gutted. They said we were too slow, too small, and too weak. They know now. I'm banged up, but playing with you guys was worth the surgery and scars. Give me a bam! Riley, go get him next year. You have more heart and drive than I've ever seen in anyone. You're the reason I was able to jump in there sophomore year and stick it out senior year. George Fox ain't ready, man. Go get him. Show him how it's done. Fat Nasties for life. Henry. Henry, where are you? You're the man. I still see you as the soft-spoken little kid I met in the jungle gym at Kitty Corner, even though you're pretty jacked now. From swinging on your tree in the backyard and coming over before practices on Wednesdays in middle school, to fixing the desks and chairs I broke in Miss Watkin's class. Lots of memories, man. Go turn U of I upside down. Wilhelm. When I first met you, at first I didn't like you because of how good you could play the Mario theme in 6th grade when the rest of us could barely play a bar of quarter notes. Then for some weird reason we hit it off. You're my opposite, but somehow we're still similar. Regardless, thank you for being my partner in crime for the past 6 years. No matter who you are, I support you. I hope you find your niche at the U. Chris, where you at? Man, I don't even know what to say. The ideas we talk about makes my head hurt sometimes. With some canned bread, we found the solutions to world problems in your upstairs. Now we just gotta find someone to follow through. You've taught me quite a bit of stuff I've never been exposed to. That's pretty dang cool. We've had some great adventures and have some decent collections too. Our toys of choice changed from Playmobil to Thermite over the years, but hey, we always managed to stay in one piece. Thanks for the memories, man. Alex, it all started on your deck back in August. I'm so glad I met you. Thank you for taking me to the Midwest and showing me around, and for being impartial up until the point I accepted my offer at OSU. If it weren't for that trip and the opportunity for visitations you gave me, I wouldn't have chose Ohio State, because I wouldn't have been able to stand there and feel what I felt on campus. Thank you for everything. I'll do the same for Max in 18 years. To all of my family, if I named everyone, I'd be here till noon, but for those of you who are here, Grandma Frankie, Grandpa Mike, Aunt Stacy, Scott, and Grandma Jan, Aunt Tanya, Nana, Papa, and Dada, Uncle Jeremy, thank you. You have all contributed through your words and actions to help make what's up here. Kaylin, I'm glad we got to be in high school together. It's been interesting watching you grow up. From camping to bus rides to barbecues, we have a lot of stories to tell. You're going to do well in football. You just have to challenge yourself, because usually there won't be someone there to push you. It's got to come from here, here, and down there. You'll get it done, man. Johnny, I know I can be tough on you. I just want you to be nice is all. I'll come back and see you from Ohio, don't worry. You're my favorite little brother. Jess. Where's Jess? Somehow my mind was unscathed by the wrath you subjected me to. You hit, kicked, scratched, bit, and tested the metal of my eardrums. But all in all, I think it just made me less of a wimp. You're one of the toughest women I know, and I've learned quite a bit from watching you. Thank you. Bubba, ever since we were little, we would roam and play together. You showed me what it takes to get up here. You just do it. You taught me how to shoot a shotgun, but I'll never be as quick as you. We took some aluminum to the forehead and steel to the stomach, but we're doing just fine. Thanks for sharing your friends and your knowledge. Mom and Dad, thank you for raising me right. There's a lot of other stuff that helped me get here, but you're the main reason I'm here is because of the character you two have taught me. It doesn't matter how far I go, what I end up doing, and who I end up with. Horse Heaven will always be home, and I will always be your blonde-haired, blue-eyed, dirt-eating, stink-bug-stomping, song-singing little boy. Thank you for everything. I love both of you. Grandpa Chris, I wish you could have watched my team's march to state in football and mine in track. Every time I got flustered in the ring, I'd just stop and think about what you told me. Find something behind, something ahead, let it fly. Wiley power. To everyone I mentioned above, and other people I couldn't fit in, love you all. So I wrote a little poem here, and this is what I'm going to finish off with. As I walked through the halls of Prosser High, bobbing and weaving as students passed by, shuffling to class on Anthony time, some might have wondered what's on my mind. Believe it or not, there's more in this skull than a little monkey and crashing cymbals. I think about food, buddies, and fun. I like to skip class and away with them run. But usually I go where my mother gets mad, Says I'll get in trouble for being so bad. You've got a lot to lose, you're the top of your class. President, captain, so don't give me no sass. So I did most of my homework on most school nights. I filled out my scholarships, made sure they were right. I got my grades up at the end of each term, but little does everyone know they look like a sine curve. I threw some discus and played some football. I was FFA prez and trumpeter atop it all. I'm here on this stage, but what does this mean? Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm just a human being. How do you have a 4.0? What do you know that I don't know? How are you smart? What did you eat? Are you really that good or did you just cheat? The truth is, the mind of a genius is not that of mine. I'm not a Newton, Walker Orr, or Albert Einstein. I'm just a kid who figured it out, with an aptitude of knowledge and some luck, no doubt. Bestowed upon me were some medals and a crown, but I'm just another kid here in a cap and gown. When it comes down to it, up here, each of us will stand, and then we will walk, diploma in hand. People will speak, people will think, people will compare, and people will sink to a level of talk only basic minds say, but not an ounce of attention to this I will pay. Go where you are going and do your best, and hope the same for all of the rest. But do not look down on another human being, unless themselves above the rest is what they are seeing. I'd like to share the words of a friend as this speech of mine comes to an end. As you move into life with the turn of this tassel, be who you want to be, just don't be an asshole. Thank you.